Oof. I got to text my mom and say sorry for yelling at her. I said, thanks, Mom. Thanks. How much did it all come to? She got me some burgers to make smash, or ground beef to make smash burgers. She got me some bread, some ketchup, some juice. How much did it all come to, Mom?
I don't know. The hamburger was 16, and then the bread was 3, and 17, 18, 19, about 25 bucks.
How much? 20 bucks?
25 bucks.
25? Okay.
25.
All right. Now I know.
Yeah.
I'll send you on Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday, because today's Labor Day. I'm supposed to get some music money coming in, some royalties. So,
It'll talk to you later.
all right. Love you, Mom. I appreciate it. Tell Len I said hi.
Yeah, 1 minute you're like a great. That's the next.
Well, you brought up that same thing that we're supposed to just not really bring up.
I don't want to see something happen.
Nothing will. The worst that'll happen is if they do end up getting me on some fake charge. That's the worst thing that'll happen. We'll lose our apartment. I'll lose all my stuff. You'll probably.
No, you won't. Not if we did it properly. But anyway, you do it any way you want.
Well, they probably try to hold me for at least a month or so, or two.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm either going to move provinces, because once I move provinces, then I'm completely out of their jurisdiction.
Where?
Maybe something like Aiden had to do to Saskatchewan or something.
Anyway, no, you okay. Well,
But not anytime soon.
I don't
Love
think
you.
it's that big.
It isn't that big of a deal, because I know how the police system works.
Fight it.
And
We could fight it.
and I already did fight it, and I beat it.
No, this new thing.
No, I already beat it.
Okay.
Basically, if you don't get taken into jail and you don't go, then you beat the case. They move on, and I've already beaten it. But the more you bring it up, then they can make an arrest, quite possibly. But if there was no arrest, and I'm not calling you from the jail, okay, and they're not calling you to tell you that they killed me or whatever, then guess what? Then I beat the case. That is beating the case, Mom.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Then let you go. Okay. Bye.
But, and it wasn't even a case. It was a report. There was a little fake police report put out or something like that by some crazy woman. They are some fraudsters, I tell you. You have to actually commit a crime to go to jail. And they take advantage of my mom because she never got her gun. That's how some of the women are. I don't want my mom having a gun anyway. Well, covered bridge. Potato chips. My family had land, but my dad and, 'cause, 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 ' my grandfather, they weren't into agriculture yet. Before they got into agriculture, they got hit. Agriculture is something you do on your land. You grow potatoes and then you can create a potato chip company. But you gotta watch out, it's very competitive. And my father's outed me instead of working with me, and I was more than respectful. At the discretion of Barack. And that's why they lost and Barack won. My dad sold our big property to go down to the United States and educate with the United States education. I got to go to Epcot or learn about Epcot and agriculture. I didn't go to Epcot, but I learned a lot about it. I went to Universal Studios and all that. I had already known about it from the get-go, actually. Oh my God. With Barack Obama, they got rid of that father and son thing. They started calling it like these illegal militias. Oh, you and your son have a strong bond? That's considered an illegal racist militia under the new Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Oh, you and your son are talking to each other about money? That's an illegal militia, they say. It's hilarious. Then you got the people that thought they supported Obama so much that they're exempted, and then they realize, oh no, they're not. They said Obama has 32 million in his account. 32 million. They ain't gonna give you a fucking dime out of it, all right? Those people with 32 million in their account, you know how they did it? They're doing it like one of those mean video games. They'll kill you and take fucking 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 from your account. They'll take $5 from your account. Holy hell. Kettle cooked? Thanks, Mom. Oh. I know the smash burgers be way better. I love my mom so much. Too much is what I learned, and then I stopped loving her too much. I used to love my mom. My mom would read me books when I was a kid. She would read me all these books to learn how to read and write. My mom would do all types of things for me. But then when we went down to the United States, she started to get taken advantage of by... First it was Justin Batdorf, first it was Edward Watson. I had this black guy over from school. And when I first went to Florida, the whole gimmick was that there's no racism, that black people had changed. They were like these good. And then next thing you know, my dad, who's married to my mom, was getting raped. They were getting raped by this black man who home invaded their bedroom. Filled up on shrimp noodles. Filled up on shrimp noodles. That's what they said to him. Fill up on shrimp noodles and then go in and do it. They have these black people on a line. And that was the first person that hurt my mom. Then it was Justin Battendorf who hurt my mom. Then it was the Spanish guy, Wagner, and then it was Victor. And then now they think the police and all that can take advantage of us or something like that. Well, they're wrong. They're wrong. I don't know what to do. I know my mom shouldn't be going down to Florida. It's a whole nother ball game down in Florida. It's mafia. She's stuck in this mind state. She thinks that people are still down in Florida, but they're not. My dad moved out of Florida. I moved out of Florida. Everyone else has husbands and wives. Justin has a new wife or something. People are moved on in Florida. There's nothing down there at all but trouble down in Florida. And I seen that when they stole my Xbox, when they started to do that stuff, and that's why my mom, majority, lives here in Canada. She goes down there and does it like a Mexico City. You know how like when you go to Mexico City and tourist? She already went to Florida so many times. She's got to go to a different state or something. I wouldn't go to California either. Florida and California are two gun-shine states. The Grand Canyon ain't so bad for guns, but they got them out there because they shoot them off the Grand Canyon. But generally everybody, I'm sure there's all types of stuff that happens at that Grand Canyon. Bikers, a lot of bikers. The area I lived in Tennessee was very peaceful until, well, the stuff started to pop up. This one guy named Cody Burcham came to school with a firearm and then raped Mrs. Hazel Swaw. And that's when I had started seeing it. At first, you seen it on the TV, you know, like these school shootings, and then they would tell you, Tom, it ain't in your area. It's very rare. It doesn't really happen to anybody else until we had our school shooting. Everybody gets a school shooter in the United States. Not here in Canada, but in the United States they do. It's part of the culture. And they don't want to change it. They want to protect it. That's it. Protect their illegal culture. My mom, that's what you should do, is bar her from the United States. When she tries to go to the border, deny it. Say, sorry, you had your time here. She had 2 separate foreclosures. My dad and her. 2 separate foreclosures. She owns a trailer here now in Canada. There's no point. But she has friends down in Florida, and she's nice. They go out for fun, dancing, drinks, food. But they're looking for more. They're looking for more. And that's how it happened with the first Spanish guy. And that's how it happened with Susie. She kept going for the bad guys. Going sexual. And that's what happened to Susie. Instead of acting like she was already a mom and all that, she was acting like she was a single. And these men or women, even I'm a big man, even with my firearm, I'm scared. They have more powerful guns. Especially with no firearm at all. In the United States, everybody has a firearm. It's part of their culture. Hey, I love the culture, but I don't even want to be in that Red Dead Redemption map or whatever where everybody has this firearm. I like it how it is here. Even with my antique, First of all, my antique is completely rare to itself. Nobody else has my antique. Like the Glocks, there's like millions of the same Glock out there. They're like these replicated clone guns. Whereas the guns up north with my revolver and all that, nobody else in Canada has my revolver. And if you have something similar, then you paid $5,000 for it. And only 100,000, they say only 100,000 people in Canada own guns, and we have millions of people. Versus in the United States, they have millions of people and millions of guns. Here we have a hierarchy. It's like you had to actually go to school or get a job, become an actual name. You had to get either a police ranking, a military ranking. You had to be such a good citizen that you're able to obtain a PAL, P-A-L, or that you became so rich and famous or whatever that you were able to afford a $2,000 firearm. Some people are laughing, $2,000, but up here, nobody can save $2,000 other than the people that deserve to own firearms. Everyone else is so drunk drinking booze and all that, they couldn't even, $2,000 is like $2 million to people like me. $2 million is $2 million to me. To other people like my neighbor Mike Buddy, $2,000. Even my brother Gotti, even my brother John Gotti, $2,000 is a lot of money. Even $50 here is a lot of money. $400. Stuff like that. And they ruin people's economy. So you're either somebody like me that worked through it and saved up, and I'm one in a million. You got me, you got one guy out in Toronto, Victor, and you got a few people out in Alberta, and you got maybe a few out in BC, and a few in Saskatchewan, and a few up north in Quebec, and that's the 100,000. And then you have the rest of our citizens that are our citizens. I'm a citizen too. We have a lot of weak-minded, nimble citizens. We have a lot of handicapped citizens. We have ones that don't deserve to own firearms. And the United States has that too. Other than under their federal government, they've yet to develop a system to stop the like a Kyle Reister and all that from having a firearm.